Mr. Speaker, I now yield 2 minutes to my friend from Kansas, Mr. Schmidt.
The gentleman from Kansas is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank the gentleman for yielding. I rise in support of the rule and urge this body to adopt it. It is the next necessary step for us to proceed to consideration and ultimately adoption of the National Defense Authorization Act for the 65th year in a row. And while this Congress has done this 65 years in a row, this is the first year I've had the privilege of being part of this debate and discussion. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be representative of the 2nd District of Kansas, where I represent, among others, those associated with Fort Leavenworth, with Fort Riley, with Forbes Field and the 190th Air Refueling Wing and other important military assets. And I want to just highlight a couple of provisions in this bill that are so critically important to the people that I represent. Obviously, the continued focus on service member and family quality of life, the 3.8% pay raise, vitally important to these folks who are serving our country. The $350 million this bill authorizes for expanded child care facilities for military families, the $35 million that it authorizes for impact aid in support of the communities that support our fighting men and women, the provision that restricts, precludes the downsizing of certain military health care installations so we can continue to provide for the health and well-being of our service members and their families. This bill focuses on acquisition reform, includes a provision to make it easier for small businesses to access what can be the complicated and sometimes frustrating process of being in the queue to provide support for our military men and women and our armed services. It provides for a focus on additional training space and support for unmanned systems, vitally important to us in Kansas, where we have a lot of assets clustered together to provide that type of next-generation support, both in the physical world and in the simulation world, in terms of the National Simulation Center at Fort Leavenworth. And, of course, it provides some top-line, critical, important provisions that are important to the defense of our country, and that includes authorizing funding and support for our counter-drug efforts, vitally important to our communities. So, Mr. Speaker, I am grateful for the opportunity. I encourage adoption of the rule.
The gentleman